Yeah, here's a couple examples of my work. First up, Republic Star Destroyer. Actually has two boards in it. One is for the flicker light effects. I think on my next one I'm going to put a separate board for each engine, so that way they kind of flicker independent of each other. Plus on this one I didn't make all the lights blue. I made the four big ones blue, representing the hyperdrive engines, and the red are like for thruster control and like subspace engines. I put in those retros too. I almost didn't. But I thought it was a pretty nice touch. Swing around here. The second board is in these pulsing red lights that kind of warn you that the guns are ready to fire. The navigational beacons, strobe lights, are actually two flashing LEDs, one for the upper hull and then one for the lower hull. Picture them here. I should have put more lights in this bay, but it lights it up pretty good. You can see it, there's a smaller bay in there that I actually cut that out and made a little balsa wood box and lit it up, painted it to represent an internal bay. Big enough for a small ship maybe. You see the control towers. That's an example of a side lighting LED or fiber I used. Instead of trying to put a little fiber optic in each one of them hose and secure them, I took a short length of that side light, I think it was 0.2, actually bend it in a U shape, put it in one of my aluminum light cans, put one LED. It's actually getting lit at both ends by the same LED, but it makes nice glow without all the hassle of all them fibers. Nice little model. It's fun. Didn't take too long. Down here is an example of some of my little balsa wood miniatures I carved. The game I used to play called Starfleet Battles. You roll out this hex map and those little ships you use on it. Here's the NX-01. Got a little bit more detailing on the bottom to do and it'll be done. You can see that Aztecing pattern. That's all decal. Really nice effect. The model was so old that the stock decals that came with it disintegrated almost completely. So I'm going to try and buy a new sheet rather than try to put any more of those on. So back to impulse deck, impulse engines. There's a little cargo facility. It's actually lit up with three of the larger fiber optics running to one LED. If you ever use your running lights, your port and starboard lights, red and green, never use a green LED. They suck. They never. It's better to use a white LED and paint it green. As an example here, that's a white LED painted green, opposed to a green LED. It's hardly visible when you back off of it. Here is the refit. See that cascading light in the shuttle there? Let's shine a little light so you can get a better view of the bay. See the shells up in there. Little bees, they're all parked in little garages like in there. Here's an example of one of those rods I was telling you about. This section here, it actually got a nut. It bolts with washers into the ship, and then this nut ring here bolts into another section. And it's got like a 4-prong connector. There's actually 2 circuits on this ship. One for warp while she's in warp, and then when she comes into orbit, she shines on her. Those are her insignia lights. Shows off her all her markings. Back there is a picture of one of my paintings. It's a board cube. I've done several like that. I've got one I call the Battle of Wolf 359. Shows the whole Federation fleet being decimated by that one cube. Pretty cool painting. I don't have any currently because I sold them all. There's a backup pan. Here's another. Another one of my paintings. This I call the Derelict, for obvious reasons. I'm an amateur astronomer too, by the way. And here's where all the fun happens. My concepts when I'm designing one. That's the Avatar ship I've been working on. That's the main trusses for the International Space Station, as far as I've gotten so far. Those were a bear. If you can see it or not, this model actually has an aluminum skeleton in it. There's part of it there too. That keeps the integrity, structural integrity sound over time. That's my lighting kit, all my LEDs. There's all the tools of the trade. Well, a few of them anyway. And that's it. I hope you like my work. Like I said, I take my time, but in a production situation where I was doing it full time, you know, they get done faster. Anyway, there you go. Hope you liked. There's another paint I'm working on. That one's actually going to be... I lost one in a fire. I'm going to have an Egyptian inside that capsule. And he's going to be in orbit around that moon, which is in orbit around that gas giant. Anyway, there you go.